There's going to be some shock when these members go to pick up their prescriptions in January if they're not used to paying a deductible and now they've got to. So you want to try and get out in front of that if possible. And so obviously you want to have that conversation with your members, but any prospects, you want to say, hey, look, educate them about the changes that are coming to Part D and say it's important that we just do a plan review and we review your drug costs and see what they're looking like on your plan for next year and see if there's anything else out there where you could possibly save some money on your prescriptions.
Yeah, one of the other things that I like to do is, and kind of what I would recommend is that if you have clients that you're going to have to meet with anyway, and you're going to have to do a review for, you can, because we're going to, right? We're going to have to get in front of these things. One of the things that I think would be a really smart move is to mention to them, hey, there's a lot of people who are going through this now. If you want, why don't you, and you don't even have to tell me who's coming, but bring some friends that might have that same plan. And I can kind of do a review for everyone and just kind of help whoever you invite. So don't hesitate to invite some friends with you for this review. And to be honest, I've had that where, gosh, I remember there's this client that I had. She's a sweet lady, and we all met at 6 p.m. one day, and this was probably 13 years ago. We all met at 6 p.m. and they were drinking wine and wanted to talk benefits, and so we're going through all the benefits. It was because I had a meeting with one person, and she decided to invite her boyfriend and then 2 other couples that they hang with. So it was 6 people, and I'm going through and I'm talking benefits. Ended up getting 6 new enrollments that day just because we were all there and they brought their friends. And I recommend that she brings friends. She was kind of the leader of this group. Yeah. Does it always work that way? No. Maybe they bring one person, maybe they don't bring anyone, but at least throw it out there. Hey, I'm happy to help. Yeah, exactly. I'm happy to help any of your friends. Why don't you have any of your friends that are on the same plan? Some people, depends on the people. Like Oscar, super social. He probably would shop for insurance with your friends. I'm not. I probably wouldn't. That's kind of more of a private thing. But everybody is different, and so throw it out there to everyone. That's kind of one of those key notes that's something that you should do every time. And just and to be real honest, we're talking about having your best AEP yet. That's something that anytime you go into somebody's house, you could just be like, hey, by the way, when you sit down, is there anyone else in the household that's on Medicare that might benefit from us all talking about these plans right now? And you'll never, it never fails. Well, sometimes it does, but you'll be surprised to see that maybe their disabled son, who is 40 years old, is on original Medicare, and maybe you could talk to them about a D-SNP or whatever the situation is. You've got to always, and I think that's one of the best ways to kind of have your best AEP yet, is to make sure that you ask, who else can I help with Medicare? Anyone else in the household? And when you're on the phone and setting up an appointment, do me a favor, invite any other friends that have Medicare. Doing those 2 things, you might see 10, 15 extra enrollments this year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you can add an extra sale or 2 here and there, that's going to add to your overall total.
Yeah. Is it going to double your sales production? No, but maybe it adds 10 or 15 sales, and that's 10 or 15 sales that you weren't going to have.
Yeah, and if you're a busier agent, you've got a full AEP, you know that maybe you're stressing out about how you're going to manage, because it's a short period. We all know 7.5 weeks that we have to enroll people. So try and get out in front of it and ask, hey, we're scheduled to meet on this day. If there are any friends or family members that you'd love to invite to this appointment, please have them tag along. So I love that you threw that idea out there, as opposed to running that appointment and then asking, hey, asking for referrals after the appointment. Now, still do it. You still want to make sure to ask for the referrals, but also try and maybe get some referrals to show up to that appointment in the first, when you initially schedule that appointment. And again, that's going to add to your overall production. But yeah, I've done it several times. You taught me that when I first got into the business. Hey, before you run that appointment, see if they have any friends or family members that would love to tag along. And so I'm going to one up you here. I actually walked into a home where I walked away with 7 sales.
Oh man! I had 8 one time. So if you like this clip, do me a favor, click right up here so that way you can watch the full podcast, and then also click right up here for more content just like this.